So now I'm going to add a feature which I think is pretty cool. So I intended this video poker thing to be sort of a trainer, and one thing that would be really nice to know is what's the best possible draw. So this one's pretty clearly pair of jacks, but they're not always obvious. So for example, if you have 4 to a flush and a low pair, do you keep the low pair? Or do you draw 4 to the flush? What do you do? What's the best thing? And so I've already created 2 tables in the poker database, one for draw values, which shows the expected return for each possible draw, and another for interesting hands, which shows the hands that could be the best possible draws, along with a name for each hand. And I want to display this information on the index page so that when you have a draw choice, you can see which draw is the best draw and how it stacks up against the other ones. So I'm going to go ahead and start by adding a box to my index page, and I'm going to add that box by calling a new function called output choices, and it's going to take a hand, and I don't need the deck. And then in my poker code, I'm going to start working on output choices. So function output choices, and it's going to take a hand, and it'll say choices is equal to generate choices and then it's going to call show choices and pass in the choices. So let's go ahead and just stub this for now. Give my function here, and I'll just have this return null. And then for show choices, I'm going to start outputting some HTML. So I'm going to output a div tag, and let's see where this should go. So this is going to be at the bottom. Oops, got a little error because I haven't finished doing anything yet. So let me just finish stubbing that. Reload. All right. So right after this form, that's where the choice box is going to go. So 0 indent to start. So let's start with a div id equals choices. And then we'll close that off as well. And then I'm just going to put a piece of text here for now. Like so. And we'll reload. Okay, so there's my choices div. And I want to align this to the bottom corner here. So I'm going to style this a little bit in my poker.css. I'm going to add choices. We'll display inline block so that it's only as wide as it needs to be. And position absolute. And let's set the font style to be sans serif. I'm sorry, let's set the font family to be sans serif, and the font weight to be bold, and then reload. Okay, so that's what the text is going to look like. Let's make it a little smaller. Font size 0.75 em. Reload. Okay, so far. And now I want this to be aligned with the bottom, so I'm going to add some JavaScript to do that. So my center content, that's the thing that calculates the height, so this is a good place to do that as well. So I'm going to add some more stuff here. Our choices pane is document get element by ID choices. And then I'm going to have one of these on the main page, but not on the draw page. So let's check and see if I got one or not. So if choices pane, then, so I want to go ahead and get the height. And that's going to look just like where I got the content pane height right here. So paste that in. And this is going to be choices height. And then the top of the choices pane is going to be the window height minus choices height in pixels. So let's set choices pane dot style dot top equal to window height minus choices height plus pixels. So that'll be like 200 pixels or whatever. And let's go ahead and reload now, see if that part worked. Great. So this is aligned to the bottom, and every time I resize, it automatically moves up and down.